Welcome back to ATP. I'm your boy GQ, and on my left we have,
We got Noma here.
And this is Aiden.
and we have a jam-packed week,
Yeah.
or the return of the Premier League.
Yeah.
Right.
Good to be back.
Good. Well,
Well,
for some.
for me, yes, yeah.
For some and not for others.
Wait, not to cut you short. You know that meme of like two guys on a bus, one looking at
the wall and the other one
looking
looking
out. And Throw Football posted, "Oh, the EPL is back," and the one looking at the window, so happy. City,
Newcastle,
Liverpool,
Arsenal,
yeah,
Aston
and
Villa.
then.
They had Everton and Chelsea.
Chelsea, United,
Everton.
But United were happy.
United were happy.
Yeah, they did well.
Right.
I can't speak for the Chelsea fans.
No, cannot.
No.
So on that note, let's go to the supposed heavy-hitting game. City, Liverpool
Yeah.
in Etihad. Sounded more like Etihad.
Yeah.
There was no vibe. There was no.
The coach was actually forcing them to make noise because he was asked, "What do you need from the fans?" And he was like, "To make some noise."
Yeah.
Because that means Pep knows it's quite empty. It's quite silent in there.
Yeah.
Right. So what's your take on
Well,
the game?
first of all, the timing was poor. 12:30 is way too early. The players were, should I say, tired, and the energy that we all thought was going to go into this game wasn't given. We expected a lot of like goals because these two teams score a lot of goals. We just got treated to a 1-1 game, and the whole game seemed like both of them were not at their best. They were just playing at first gear, second. They didn't even step it up. Regardless, they were just being, should I say, passive or very controlled.
Yeah. For me, Liverpool had big letdowns, especially with Darwin Nunes
And Salah,
and Salah, who was off. But then back to City. City have been doing this, especially to big anticipated matches where they come in low tempo and they just go like they're going in for a draw. If they get the result, they're happy with it. But it's like they know these big games, they can draw them, and then they can go on and beat the rest of the league, like the rest of the non-top 4 teams, and it's for the rest to catch up with them because they know they're consistent when it comes to these smaller games. And then they just need a draw against Liverpool, and then it's up to Liverpool to beat these other smaller teams, which they believe that Liverpool are not good enough, or anybody who's challenging them for the title are not good enough. So I think this is more like a City type of gameplay in all these big games, to play pragmatic, boring type of football. Yeah.
For me, my two takeaway from the game. One, I've been saying this for a while now, but Salah is not the same player.
of course, Salah is not the same player.
It
hurts me to say it, but yeah.
The very obvious thing, obviously the age, but even from last season, at the end of the day, I mean, right now he has 10 goals in the Premier League,
Yeah.
and his GNA is quite good.
Yeah.
Yes, but he's just not the same player. He doesn't affect the games the same way.
Yeah.
And if Liverpool are going to rely on him going forward, in my opinion, they should take the money. Sorry. They should take the money. They should take the Saudi money and find a replacement before it is too late.
Yeah.
Throughout the season, it would be a recurring theme whereby a big game is needed. I mean, let's give props to Nathan Ake.
He did well.
He did
like,
well,
really well.
but in my opinion, Salah is just not the same player. And in the midfield of Man City, I was a lot disappointed.
Yeah.
A lot disappointed because, Rodri, who I know, once he puts his foot on the ball, is always looking forward. In that game, he was, even with space,
Yeah.
he was still passing the ball one touch backwards.
Yeah.
To Kyle Walker, one touch backwards.
I think they
to
were all
Diaz.
trying to be very safe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
Yes.
they all were afraid to make that mistake.
But Liverpool does not have, in my opinion, you match up based off of who you're matching up with.
Yeah.
Liverpool does not have the midfield or the combative midfielders to scare a Rodri.
Yeah,
To scare
that's
a Bernardo. So I felt like they should have been more aggressive in the game, and they would have gotten more out of the game.
That's true.
The even the goal they scored was off of a Alisson mistake.
Mistake.
Alisson was
there's
a lot
thing,
shaky,
The thing
but he
is-
made a world-class save
even
Before
leading,
the goal.
yeah, leading
Yes.
to the goal.
Yes.
And I think Alisson, for some reason, there's this reoccurring thing about Alisson that whenever we go to Etihad, he makes a lot of mistakes. Not just this game, he has done it over and over again.
Right.
So many times. Even there was a game that
Yeah.
we were thrashed during the COVID lockdown.
That was in Liverpool, no?
No,
No, that was in Liverpool.
that was in Liverpool.
When Foden was fantastic and
Regardless,
Alisson
yeah,
made
yeah,
that.
yeah. So I think whenever we play City, let me put it that way. Whenever we play City,
Yeah.
he makes those mistakes that normally he's known not to make.
Okay.
Yeah, for me, that's why I prefer Ederson over Alisson.
Oh, no.
Because in the big games, Ederson does not really make slip-ups compared to Alisson. Alisson makes so many slip-ups against Real
So
Madrid.
many-
Yes, against Real Madrid, slip-ups. He's
Once-
always
Okay,
clumsy
he's
with the ball.
starting to
He's
he's
clumsy
starting
with the
to
ball.
be a bit
No.
even on the
No,
ball.
it's-
He's not as
he's-
secure
no,
anymore
and
on the ball
even
like
can see-
before.
no,
Even in the City
I
game,
would
even in the
disagree. I would
City, even in
disagree.
the City game, Foden could have punished him. He
With the
passed the
first
ball
mistake?
to Foden,
Yeah.
and he
I
did
feel
that like
like-
3 times. And City got the
I don't
ball.
want to be like the one
This is why I
just
prefer
making
Ederson,
excuses for Alisson, but that game it seemed like maybe the boot he was wearing wasn't good. But he was slipping with everything. Not just that mistake. Even the mistake that led to the goal, he slid. That part, it seemed like anytime the ball comes to him, he's not comfortable on the ground, even before the ball comes. Yes, he made 2 wonderful saves. One with the Foden shot,
Yeah.
that low shot,
Yes.
that was going in destined. Then to the save that led to
Haaland, 26 seconds
26
before
seconds from the save to the
to
goal.
the goal, yeah.
And big ups to Gravenberg for how he. And one thing we also need to talk about is, excuse me, Pep not making his changes. It was so obvious the whole City players, the whole squad seemed tired. Look at how Gravenberg glided past Rodri. Rodri seemed tired. When the ball went to Diaz, the whole City backline were like kind of jogging back. They were tired. That's one of the bad effects of the 12:30 game right after the international break. The players seemed tired. I just didn't understand why Pep wasn't making
Pep
any
usually
change.
does. He hardly makes changes. I think he's just a manager who sticks to his plan and maybe makes a change when it's necessary. He doesn't really make changes to change the game.
But
most of the
it
time.
was so obvious the players were tired because
Yeah,
in the second
usually
half,
when he's in
first
con-
half,
usually when
Bernardo
he's-
was everywhere.
Usually when
Bernardo
he's in-
was a handful. Teaming up with Doku on Trent, 1-2, he's popping up in the right spaces. But in the second half,
Usually when he's in control, I don't see him making a lot of changes.
yes, but they weren't really in control. Okay, both teams weren't really in control.
Yeah.
They seemed like they were just being passive
Yeah.
with both teams.
I feel like in the first half, I feel like Man City was possessionally and positionally were the better side.
That's true.
They were mostly in your half, and they were going from side to side. And this narrative, I want to clear this narrative, please. So Sky Sports gave man of the match to Trent Alexander-Arnold. This is one of the things that pisses me off in football. Just because he scored the goal,
Yeah.
he is man of the match.
Yeah.
I have eyes. Sorry,
Okay.
he wasn't the man of the match.
Who do you think was
for
the
the
man of-
whole time?
Yeah.
Doku was the man of the match in that game.
Okay.
First of all, most of City's attacks went
to-
on the left hand side.
Yeah.
Trent was getting, I'm telling you, cooked.
No, that's a
Nah,
lie.
Bro,
That's a
he
lie.
was getting
That's a
cooked.
lie.
He wasn't
That's
getting
a
cooked.
lie.
He wasn't
He
getting
was
cooked.
getting
Doku-
cooked
Doku-
He wasn't
over
getting cooked.
and
That's a
over
lie.
and
He wasn't getting
over
cooked.
and
That's a
over
lie.
again. You know
That
the
is
problem.
a
You know the
lie.
problem. You know the
Yeah,
problem
yeah,
y'all
yeah,
have.
yeah.
The problem y'all have is that if somebody's getting cooked,
Yeah.
it should lead to a goal and assist.
No.
But I'm telling you,
No. How
There
was
was
he
no
cooked?
chance.
How
was
many
he cooked?
times?
There's
How
only
was he
one
cooked?
chance that Doku made from the wing.
Trent side,
Is
he
when
then
he
beat
made
it back
the run
pace.
in and
And he
then
passed it.
Allison made the save and
Save.
went to a corner.
Yeah, so tell me,
There
how
was
was
only one
Trent
time.
cooked? Anytime Doku meets Trent,
Oh
he
my
goes in,
God.
comes back, gives
and
the pass.
pass,
How
yeah.
is that cooking?
that's not true.
That's
That's not
true.
true. First of all,
Yeah.
first of all, if that is not counted as a completed dribble, there's
How is that completed dribble?
Hold on. There are a lot of times where Doku has the ball,
Yeah.
one shimmy, and Trent is flying
Oh,
on the right
come
hand
on,
side,
bro.
running away from him.
Bruv,
Bro,
come on.
There
That-
was only
I could-
one time Doku went past Trent. The other
No,
times
time
he
he
played
goes
the
1-2
1-2 with Bernardo Silva.
Bernardo.
There was
1-2
always Bernardo Silva was
Bernardo.
inside the
No,
pockets and
first
he
of
missed
all,
the pass.
And
first of all,
whenever
Trent
he
was always
passed
getting helped. It was a 2-on-1.
And also, it
Always.
was 2-on-1 on Trent. Bernardo and Doku. Always. It was
Yeah,
Bernardo
just
and
Bernardo
Doku.
and Doku.
Bernardo and
It
Doku.
wasn't the
2
case
and 1.
all the time.
It was the case
There
all
are
the
times
time.
where
It was the case.
Silva
Never.
would make a run in either an overlapping
Yeah.
or an underlapping
That
run
is a
in
2-1.
behind. Yes,
Well,
there were
yeah.
instances where Silva would make that run.
Yeah.
Yes, but Silva was not making that run all the time. What they wanted to do was actually isolate Doku v Trent. But
yeah.
Trent was getting the help.
Yeah.
And there are lots of times. First of all, if you're playing against a right back, 1v1, it is 1v1 with you. If I do a shimmy, right? So Doku will do a shimmy to his left, and Trent is running like he's being sent to go buy pepper somewhere.
The only dribble that
Twice in the first half.
the only dribble that Doku
Every
did that
time
was
he was getting
twice
by
was
Trent.
against Martin.
Yeah,
That was against
I was
Martin.
anticipating
Bruh, come
Doku
on.
to chop
Bruh,
chop
this is-
Trent.
That was
is-
the whole build-up.
There
to
was
this game.
only
That was the whole
once-
build-up to
once-
this game.
it
This
was
is
only
such a
once.
media cap just because
I don't
Trent
think-
ended
No.
up
watched the game.
scoring the
No,
goal.
we all watched the game.
Yes.
We all watched
I
the
don't
game.
think Doku
How
is man
did
of the
he
match.
cook?
I don't think Doku is
Doku-
In the first half was very threatening.
Yes,
He was
yeah,
exciting to watch. The whole game, he was exciting.
Yeah.
But sometimes, because he had, I'm sure he watched the whole build up to the game where, Doku is the guy to be to change the whole game. There were some times he could have made the simpler passes.
Yeah.
There were some times he could have made. He shouldn't even take the whole "I'm the guy" thing. Make
Yeah.
it simple,
Yeah.
and they would have even scored more.
You tell me one time Trent actually in the whole game,
Yeah.
Trent only won the ball from Doku once.
No, because Doku was passing the ball every time
passing
they
the
go.
ball.
He was passing the
No,
ball.
it's
He was
not
passing the ball.
passing.
He
No,
goes forward.
Doku.
Then
No,
he gets
Doku
blocked
was
and
not
comes back.
passing.
Doku
No,
was
there
passing.
were certain times in the second half where Doku was passive. In the sense he
Bernardo-
would have the 1v1
Bernardo
and
Silva
turn around and
always,
pass it backwards.
Bernardo Silva always enter a pocket. Where
How many times was
he's more
Doku
open.
dispossessed by Trent?
He was not dispossessed,
Because
but he was
he was
passing the
passing the
ball.
ball. He
Because
always had Bernardo
you reach
helping him.
1v1, and then
No,
Bernardo Silva
no.
will always be in a pocket that is very good.
There
to give
is
the ball.
no way.
There was a time that Doku.
Okay,
cut in.
okay, what's
And
the
even
reason?
that, even that, it was Trent and
What's
Salah.
the reason for Trent to be man of the match in that game?
Okay, one, the whole build-up that.
Tell me build up.
Doku-
Tell me
Wait,
about
wait,
the
wait,
game.
wait.
Tell me about
Wait,
the
wait,
game.
wait.
Don't tell me about the build
No,
up.
wait. Let me.
The build up
that
is the build up.
Doku was
Yeah.
going to. I don't want to say chop, but was going
You
to.
can even say
demolish
Ake-
and,
Ake maybe
destroy-
more man of the match.
Destroy the whole whatever.
This-
Destroy Trent. It didn't really happen, and then Trent scored a crucial goal.
Yeah.
It's crucial. Yeah, that's how football is. Sometimes the one who created the goal is not given the props, but the goal that he scored
Maybe-
was a difficult goal. It wasn't like an easy goal.
Maybe Ake
Ake-
Trent, a
Yes.
proper man of it, but
Yeah.
not Doku, not
The
Doku.
There's
whole-
no way
wait,
Trent is
the whole
man
game.
of the
Nobody
match.
was.
There's no way.
the guy.
Yeah, there's no
There's no way Trent
But
is
the
man of
whole
the
game,
match.
there's no one who was
There's
the
no
guy.
standout. There was no standard guy in this game.
Yes,
Doku,
there was
the first half.
no
Doku,
individual
yeah.
standouts because the game was a boring game at the end of the day, tactically how it was played.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. But the notion that the media wants to
wait,
put out
wait,
there
the
that
Trent-
Trent actually did Erich James on Doku is crap.
Oh,
He
come
didn't-
on. Nobody's
nobody
out there
said
saying that Trent
Nobody said
pocketed
that.
Doku.
Nobody.
Oh, no. There are memes. There are memes of Trent's pockets having
come on.
keys and Doku.
But
And
now we are
that's-
bringing
that's-
these Liverpool fans
Yeah,
making
yeah,
agenda,
bringing-
but no Sky Sports said
Doku-
he was.
he was
his
given
thing.
man of the match. What does that mean? As a right back,
As
you're
a
giving
winner.
man of the match.
Is
What
it
does
a
that
crucial
mean?
game?
As
Is
a
it a
winner.
crucial
As a
goal?
winner.
Is it a crucial goal?
It's a crucial goal.
He scored a crucial goal. So
Is
did
that-
Haaland score a crucial goal?
Oh, come on. Haaland's goal happened. At that point,
It
it wasn't
happened,
a
and
crucial
Trent's goal
goal.
also happened.
At that point,
no,
it wasn't
at
a
that point it
crucial
was a
goal.
winning goal.
At that point, it wasn't a winning goal.
It was a winning goal, but
It was
at that
a winning
point,
goal
Haaland
until-
would
At
have-
that point,
until
it's the first
Trent
goal. No, a
cancelled
winning
it.
goal is when, like we will say at that point. Okay, fair enough. At that
Yeah,
point, they win. But
yeah.
at that, also at that point, it was the first goal of
Yeah,
the
it was
game.
the first
Yeah, it was
of
the
game,
first
which
goal,
is
but it was a
which-
crucial goal in a
Which
big
could
game.
later be a winning goal.
But
We
But
could have been a winning
winning
goal
goal.
He would
without
have been
Trent
man of the
scoring.
match if Trent did not score. If Haaland would have been man of the match.
Again, that's example of another bad take because
Yes,
Haaland was
football is-
nothing.
I
No,
don't-
he was not having a bad game. Actually,
Haaland-
Haaland,
But he was nothing.
He was,
he was-
everybody was not in that game. That's
Haaland
the
was
thing.
actually holding up play, passing the ball, making
Yeah,
runs. He was
making
not bad.
runs. He was
not bad.
dangerous.
It was actually not. No, there were
It
times.
wasn't bad.
There were times when they had a clear chance of doing a counter.
Yeah.
And they were
and
not
his
giving
choice
the ball.
of pass was not good.
Whose choice of pass?
Haaland's choice of when he dropped into the midfield. There was a time where they had a 3-on-1, and Haaland's choice of pass was not good enough.
I don't
And then there was another one where
that he made a
Bernardo
run,
Silva's
cross
choice of pass
pass
was
was
good, but it wasn't accurate,
Accurate.
because Trent cut it. It was trying to go to Doku.
Yeah, and Trent was making some good interceptions as
Interceptions,
well.
he had,
Yeah,
like-
because I remember there was one time Doku was it Doku making a run and then he intercepted it. He was in the inverted fullback role,
Yeah.
and then they made a through ball to Doku, who was going to be like one-on-one with the keeper, and Trent covered him up. Trent did a very good job.
Trent wasn't
No,
bad.
he didn't.
He did a very good job.
1v1 on Doku, I don't agree.
What?
1v1 he did.
He kept going back.
Doku,
If that's
after the
case,
dribble,
if that's the day, I'm one of the best wingers in the world. I'll meet Reece James. I'll be now give one.
You
That's
won,
a
yeah.
completed
no,
dribble.
no,
That's
no,
what he's
no.
driving
That's
at.
not. That's
That's
not.
what- because that's what
That's
Doku was doing
exactly
the
the
whole time.
opposite what I'm trying to say. I'm
Doku
trying to
didn't-
say
Doku didn't
when
meet, like,
Doku met Trent
wait, hold on,
1v1,
hold on.
Trent was not
When
able to
Vinny
clamp him
last
down.
year, when Vinny looked the white of Trent, he was like, "Yo, I'm going through you," and he did many times.
The difference-
Doku looked at Trent and gave the ball to Bernardo.
That's cap.
Yes, he
That's
gave the-
cap.
he gave the-
That's cap.
That's
That's
facts.
cap.
That's
I
facts.
need 3 more caps, bro.
Bruh.
I need 3 more caps for what you're
Bruh,
saying,
that's
bro.
facts.
I'm telling you, bro.
That's I watched the
We
game.
watched the game,
That's
bro.
That's
cap.
the game.
That's cap.
There was always-
There are so many
The
times
fact
where
that
he
he does-
literally,
wait.
he literally, you
The
know,
fact that he does
you
a
know
body
what,
shimmy.
you know, he literally just press Control Delete. Trent is
come
out of the picture. There are 2 times where Trent is outside the picture.
Why didn't he move into the space?
Why did
That's
he
the
move in
difference.
this space?
That's the
What-
difference.
that's the
Again,
difference.
again,
Come
again.
on.
That's why we talk about the quality of Doku. Right now, his
Doku-
ability
Doku attack that
is
space.
a
What
one.
do you mean?
No.
Doku
No.
attack that space.
Listen,
What do you
listen.
mean?
The quality. No, the quality
Come
of
on.
Doku is his 1v1 is very good, but what he does afterwards is kind of dicey. It's average. So now, because it may not lead to an assist or it doesn't lead to a goal, the narrative is that but it
But
led to nothing, so that means it doesn't mean anything. But I'm saying the 1v1,
No.
there was no time that
no,
Trent
there
was comfortable against Doku. He never was.
Aside
He was
from
being deleted every single
that's
time.
a lie.
I'm telling you.
that's
bro.
Aside from the chance that Doku created, that Alisson saved, he had many times he came inside.
Came inside
He
and
did
then
not
gave the
shoot,
pass.
and he gave the pass because Trent was always in
Yeah,
his
covered that
vicinity.
space.
No, he wasn't. Trent
My
was
guy,
not in
know
his
what
vicinity.
You know what he's pissed about? He's irked that they've done the whole "I'll be right back" and "I'm the right back."
Yeah.
So his right back will be right back, and my right back is the right back.
No, but
That's why he's irked about it.
I think if we if we know football, we know who the better right back is.
Bruv.
It's not at this point. It shouldn't be
Bruv.
a debate. At
Bruv.
this point, it shouldn't be a
Every
debate.
season is a contest.
Every
So,
season.
every
No,
season
at
is a
this
contest.
point, it's
and
not a
every
debate.
season, there's always
Trent
one
and
who hasn't
James-
played 12 games.
Trent and
There's
James.
always one who hasn't played. Bruh, I played 1 game, yeah, and I was the best. And there's one player who played 3 games and he had 1 bad game. But since I played the 1 game, I'm the best. Then I'm the best player ever.
No, Trent
Case
and
closed.
James. There's only one better player.
The right
It's
back.
very clear.
The right back.
It's James.
Sure.
By far.
Sure.
By far as well.
Sure.
What James does to Doku, him being solved up at 65 minutes, Trent can never do to Doku. The thing is, the whole City team was just not good enough. And when Doku gets by Trent,
So wait,
his
so
end product was bad.
When Doku is bad, the whole City team is not bad, good enough. But when Doku is bad against Reece, it's Reece who causes it.
No. The difference is he gets by. If Doku was getting by James, but then the end product
How did
was
he
not
get
good enough,
by
I will
with
tell you,
Trent?
his end product was not good enough.
Only
But he
one
was
time.
getting by. If you
Why
want
are
to,
you
after this
getting
game, after this
And the
game,
thing
listen,
is- and the
after this
thing is-
game, we
we
can
will
go
watch
to Doku versus
Trent.
Liverpool. No, Doku versus Liverpool. Every time he had the ball, and you
And the
see,
thing is-
I
the thing is,
will
for me,
guarantee
it's
you,
my-
I will guarantee
one-
you,
one-
he
one-
deleted Trent at least 4 times.
One of the times that I
4 times.
Doku should have just gone at pace against Trent because Trent is not so quick.
With
But
pace,
he always
yeah.
wanted to be cutting
Cutting-
back.
that's what
and
he
then,
was doing.
And then Trent already realized. And then
But he
the only one
outpaced
time,
him even worse.
No, the one time, that's the only time he beat Trent. They outpaced
by the
by the line and then cross,
across
and then
the line.
Alisson took it for the corner. But that was the only way he could beat Trent, and he only did that once. Every time he brought the ball back, he passed it to Bernardo Silva.
Anyway, we could talk about this for ages. Anyway, let's go to.
So I overall, I think it's a point gained by both teams. Anyway,
disappointing, but yeah.
disappointing game for the neutral.
Yeah,
For the neutral. Yeah. Okay, so we move on to the other big game: Newcastle versus Chelsea.
Slap
How you
FC.
feeling?
No, this one I didn't want to brag too much because I'm a new fan, just like Newcastle.
Yeah.
So I did not want to, but it was a nice game. I like the pressing, they pressed, they squeezed. They made Thiago's old age. The guy became so old in that game. He couldn't even kick a ball.
But I thought we were living in a cold world.
Cole Palmer actually put Thiago Silva on the chopsticks with a bad pass to him, and then Thiago Silva failed to trap the ball, and Joelinton pounced on him. It was a very.
How did you feel going to the game though? But I know you respect the whole Newcastle stadium, the home of Newcastle. But how did you feel? Do you think you're going to win this?
I said earlier that if they have some of their players like Kieran Trippier,
yeah.
I said it was going to be a 1-1 draw because it's just hard to play in that ground. The fans they turn up all the time. What I did not expect is a second half capitulation by Chelsea. In the first half, they couldn't. Their press was not good enough.
That's true.
Their press was actually useless in my opinion, because every time if Enzo touched the ball more than twice, we get out easily. But then Gallagher was not very good in this game. This is not a day for me to call him out and stuff because he has been good. Yeah. But you can have a day off.
Yeah.
And he did. There was even a time when the game was 1-1 after Raheem Sterling's perfect goal, and he got the chance to score to make it 2-1. I feel like if we did, it's a different game.
Yeah.
We set up differently. And I mean, throughout the whole season, again, this is the reason I say every department of our team is good except for the forward line. And Sterling, again, had a bad game. He couldn't beat Trippier 1v1. Literally, there's no time he beat Trippier 1v1. Yeah. Trippier is a very good defender 1v1. Yes, a very good defender. But I just expected if Sterling can cook Walker, then you can at least give me something with Trippier. And it's just his IQ of dribbling for me is very low. Like what he wants to do to the defender or how he assesses what should I do. So now if 1v1 you're getting the ball off of me over and over, what should I do next? How do I combine or link up or play 1-2 around you? You know, find different ways. He just doesn't have IQ so much in playing football. He's a reactionary player. He's not a thinking man's player. That's the difference with Eden Hazard. Eden Hazard, if he can't beat you 1v1, then he figures out a different way of getting around you. Maybe bringing people around and everything. So there was just a lot of. I like Ugochukwu was playing very well in the first half. He got a yellow card, but he was quite nice. It was a good replacement for Caicedo.
James being cooked by
Anthony Gordon. I don't think he got cooked by Anthony Gordon.
He don't good cook.
He made mistakes.
Yeah,
he made to get the red card.
Wait. Who caused him to make the mistake?
Anthony Gordon.
Anthony Gordon.
So he's getting cooked.
Caused him to make. Okay, so his first yellow card was
his first yellow card was harsh. Yes.
Kicking the ball away.
That was harsh.
Yeah. The second one was him trying to give over the head of Anthony Gordon, and Anthony Gordon and then was going away. So he slightly pulled it. So I don't know which time or what time he got
I saw him always running after Anthony Gordon, so I think that got to his head.
Okay, that doesn't make sense.
It goes to your head. When somebody's running at pace, don't you get heated up?
You do. It does.
It's the fumes. The fumes of the boot.
Like
always behind it.
Anthony Gordon is a speedster, and then there's always putting on the treadmill. You're coming back from an injury, muscle pull. You're feeling the groin.
No, Anthony Gordon has good pace. He's actually one of the hardest wingers to play against. It's just that he's in my opinion, right now in his game, he's more a one-trick pony in the sense that he's always cutting in, obviously. Yeah. And I hated the fact that the help defense, because first of all, on the second goal, it was him v Ogochukwu, not him v Rich James, because they had a free which we were giving away silly free kicks over and over to the team that converts free kicks better than anybody, which is a mental problem.
You see the chance that is it Joelinton got? Is it a corner? That empty one.
Any set piece these guys have is almost going to be a goal against any team they play, because they're just tall, they're physical, and they don't do ordinary set pieces. They work on it in training ground. They actually create a pick. Somebody runs around the pick, and then they get a wide open, and then the delivery is always on point with Trippier. So it was very terrible from a. I don't know if I should blame Pochettino on the saying don't give away free. Like for example, Cucurella, he was holding his own, doing okay, not great, but doing okay versus what's his name, the left-footed kid, right? Name as it.
Oliveira.
No, Almiron.
Almiron, yes, Almiron. But then there was a time, the goal that we conceded. So Almiron was facing his goal, going away. Cucurella was, kicking behind him. So he wasn't going anywhere positive. He kept on kicking until the ref blew a foul. Silly. You get that, and then we get it's the same thing that happened. Chelsea was winning one of these games. We were winning, and then Malo Gusto. It's this same thing of
Silly mistakes.
the mental thing in the game. The mental thing kills us. It's not like Newcastle wasn't good. They were good, but there was nothing individually brilliant that they were doing that broke us down. We mentally broke ourselves down or made mistakes. For example, Thiago Silva.
What do you think is the cause of it? Do you think, I don't want to blame Poch because Poch isn't on the field with you guys.
Yeah.
He can do so much from the sideline. Do you think is the leadership in the team?
Yes, leadership is a problem in the sense that the players sometimes maybe want to overdo in certain situations.
Okay.
And I think sometimes it's just football is about situations. Know who you're playing. You're playing Newcastle, free kicks, don't give them away. Corners, try your best not to give them away. It's just a tactical way of playing them. They are not going to beat you. You see, okay, Lewis Miley, the 17-year-old kid, made a fantastic through ball to Ishak.
Yeah.
Yes. They're not going to do that consistently. This is Newcastle. They don't have that guy to be playing through balls in. They don't have it. They rely on wing play and crossing the ball.
Yeah.
So if you just restrict them to that, they're not going to beat you if you play well when you have the ball. But because we and after the 3-1 goal, we were just sitting ducks waiting to get. And then Reece James gets a red card, and then they go 4-1. So it was just, it's a terrible, I think the worst game we've played this season.
Oh, yeah. Sure. Why didn't Caicedo start?
Tired. Both of our midfielders have literally been playing every single second, every single game, international or
But isn't that the
club.
rest for all the other guys?
Who?
And you guys don't have Champions League and Europe.
And Newcastle had more injuries.
Yeah.
You know?
Newcastle
Yes.
guys are also playing international. They have got Champions League.
And they are tired.
Yeah,
They are really
Man
tired.
City, United, all these guys are.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you think about, okay, there's if you think about, I would make a case, we could check it, that probably Enzo has played the most minutes among most midfielders in world football right now.
I'd highly doubt that one.
We could check it. We could check
highly
it.
doubt
We will check it.
Because
We will check it.
against Argentina, they hardly ever sub him. And then for Chelsea, we've only given him one game off. Every single game he's started.
What about Soboslai?
Szoboszlai has played every minute.
Even plays Europa.
And he plays Europa. He's played more minutes.
And Hungary is the captain, so they
And
never
he-
sub him.
No.
off.
I'm saying not from the accumulation of minutes is not from the beginning of the season. The accumulation of minutes is from last season. He
Oh, you mean last season?
From last season,
Okay.
played the full season, goes to World Cup, plays the full World Cup, comes back
You
to
didn't
Chelsea,
put the time frame on it,
play-
so that's why I'm
plays,
I
and
don't
then
know
comes
how
this
it
season
is.
and then
almost
plays.
every French player that plays I think they have played more. Chouameni, all these guys, I think they have played more.
Yeah, but
He
Tchouameni
said
has been
EPL.
injured.
He said EPL.
Okay, EPL.
But even Tchouameni has been injured.
Okay, barring injuries, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
injuries do
Give
allow
you a
you
rest.
rest time.
To rest,
and
yeah.
Enzo has been kicked, but he will still play.
Yeah.
Caicedo, same thing. Caicedo literally came a day before we played, had one training, so we put Ogochukwu, which I think held his own.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad. I quite like him. It's just I'm frustrated with the fact that the kid that I thought would be a really good Caicedo replacement was sent to Nottingham Forest, Santos, and he's not even getting a game because I think he's better than Ogochukwu. He's actually better. He's not
could
better
be
than Caicedo. But
he said,
he's not. No, he's not
say it.
better than Caicedo because of experience. But I'm telling you, that
He
kid,
could be.
he could
Or
be.
he will be.
The kid is too special. He just
No, he could be or he will
Everybody's
be.
special at Chelsea. Just
What?
know that.
He could be or he will be.
as a DM.
Better than Caicedo.
You would have to. Caicedo has all the tools. Yeah, Caicedo has all the tools
Why
to
is
be
he not answering the question?
elite DM. No, because it's hard. It's hard to make that definitive
Yeah, fair.
statement.
Alright, fair,
but
fair,
I
fair,
feel like
fair.
he's a competent replacement that you may not feel.
The absence of Caicedo.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But we were an embarrassment this weekend. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we move on to Brentford versus Arsenal.
Kai takes his team to the top.
Yeah.
While yours is 10th.
Yeah. This was a.
I'm sure Chelsea misses Kai, no?
They now miss
No, we
Kai.
don't.
Arteta is now transforming him. He's now building his confidence. He's playing well. He's now getting a match winner, sending his team to the top. Imagine Kai Havertz being the reason Arsenal win the league.
Bruh.
And
But
Chelsea has not won the league in how many years? Over 7 or 8.
Okay. Not that I'm a Kai hater or anything, but there's this thing about Kai Havertz when he gives you something special, builds your hopes up, and be like, yeah, this is the guy that he's going to score every other game. Now he's going to score the crucial games, and then he goes. He did that so many times at Chelsea.
Well, we'll see what Arteta does. Arteta is a better manager, so
Than TT.
Oh yes, by the way, than TT is better. So we'll see how he works. We'll see how he works with Kai.
He's fuming.
Oh,
No, I'm not. Actually, contrary to it, I'm not fuming.
Are you agreeing with what he just
He's a
said?
better manager.
No, it's just a.
He's a better
It's
manager.
Yeah.
It's a football.
Yeah.
It's a football
It's a take.
discourse that I won't.
He's a
I won't
better
partake.
manager.
I won't partake
Tell
in
me,
such.
tell me a player that this guy has brought up. Titi. Actually, Bayern Munich are a bit shaky right now because of this guy.
Hurricane.
Because of this guy Titi.
Yeah.
Most players want to leave.
Okay.
Hurricane is just the silver piece holding the team together, making
okay.
them look good. But remove Hurricane from that team is a disaster. I'm telling you. But yeah, look at Arteta has built Arsenal now to a almost champion team. You know.
Yeah.
From a young squad, you give the man props. Yeah. So we'll see what he does. with Kai Havertz,
He's
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the most wins in 200 games.
Exactly. Yeah, he's in a very hard era in
That's
the
true.
EPL with Pep, and especially for a young manager with a young
Yeah.
team, it takes.
There's
a
no
lot to-
doubt he's doing well.
Yeah.
He's not TT's level. That's it's like, it's like broad daylight. We don't need to. We see it. It's not.
Yeah, we see it in the league, don't you? You see beautiful
yeah.
football.
I
Do
see.
you remember Titi for beautiful football?
That's. What do you mean beautiful? Is Arsenal playing beautifully now?
Now they're
No,
not.
but they're not that.
So it means-
like
but
last
they're
season.
nice. They're nice to watch.
Do you have an extra cap?
They're nice to watch.
Let me get.
Yeah. You
They're
want to
nice
give me because you're waffling all over the
No,
place.
but they're nice
Talking
to
about
watch.
beautiful football, they're no. Arsenal are not nice to watch. Arsenal don't create chances against Brentford. They were literally struggling to
No,
create
teams have to
chances.
now. You know
They
now.
scored an offside goal, and
Arsenal-
then the Kai Havertz one was
Arsenal-
Saka stunk his way to an assist. This is one of those
What do
ones.
you mean stole this way?
He was stinking that game.
Yeah.
Saka was stinking.
So
But it takes a moment of brilliance. to
Exactly.
change
And-
the
and-
game.
Yeah,
right
but
now,
give me
Arsenal-
more.
Arsenal-
These days of football is
You know,
what
this
is what
guy has
annoys
been
me.
spoiled with so much good football
Which
that
good
he
football?
expect
Which good football?
like in world football, he has watched so many good football where players like Ronaldo, the Messis, the KDBs, they play consistently amazing games over. And
even the
over.
guy
In
that
the-
he
in
likes.
the lives
no.
of
Even the guy
Hazard.
that he likes, Hazard, he was not a consistent guy.
No. In seasons where he was the guy, he was the guy.
Even
And
when
he's been-
Hazard doesn't
and
score.
he has been
Three
spoiled.
seasons, three
And
seasons
he has
in
been
7
spoiled
years
with
at
that-
Chelsea.
So now that
No,
he expects
most
every
people would
player
tell
to
you
do the
Hazard
same.
was the best player in 5 seasons in the
He
Premier
expects
League.
every player to do the same.
And
It was
when I see
not five.
players play,
Bah,
you don't know football.
Two.
You don't know football.
2 seasons.
Any rival who was watching football would tell you that Eden Hazard was the most feared player
Where was
outside.
KDB? Where was KDB in those years? KDB was about to break
KDB
the-
whenever Hazard was playing, KDB has never ever been better than Eden Hazard. As long as Eden Hazard was wearing a football shirt playing at Chelsea, KDB was
KDB
never ever
how
better
many
than
times
Hazard.
did KDB
They go
win?
to Belgium. Hazard is the. You can go and listen to.
Is different from
You can go and
club.
listen. No.
Of course.
When two players go into the same team, yeah, alpha eats alpha. Yeah, there's a bigger alpha than the other alpha. If somebody has to dumb down their game for the betterment of the team because the other player is better, it tells you who is overall better because you give more to the team.
Of
Hazard,
course.
when they are playing in the
Hazard
World
will
Cup,
give you
he is the
goals and
kingpin,
assists.
and
KDB is not a
KDB
goal
can give
guy.
you goals and assists.
But
He's just not as
Hazard
good as
gives
Hazard.
you-
Wait, so is that down to the players' abilities or the coach's requirements?
You can put both, but
Players'
when a player is so
abilities.
overwhelmingly good,
Yeah.
right, they give you more responsibility.
Who's more
No,
likely
of course
to
they'll
hit,
give more
who's more
responsibility
likely
to
to hit
Hazard.
double figures in goals? Hazard over KDB. Like, come on, this is.
But Hazard
So
is good with the dribbling,
What do you
and he
mean?
pulls,
Who is
he
more
attracts more opponents.
because he's more capable of hitting double figures in goals and assists?
Yes.
So that means what?
that means he'll be the one to lead his country all the time.
Wait, how did
What was
go
the
from
logic?
Arteta to TT, Arsenal, Brentford
The logic
to
is
Hazard
goals
and
win
KDB
games.
now?
Goals win games.
The logic is
Goals win
no.
games.
th-
And
Even
Hazard is
no.
most likely to make you win the
If
game.
again,
Oh, boy.
this is another example
Wait,
of
Hazard-
you didn't watch Hazard.
I
If you
watched
talk about
Hazard.
Hazard, when you talk about Eden Hazard, right?
Yeah.
You don't talk about goals.
He doesn't really.
You
do
don't talk
much of
about
them.
assists.
Yeah, he.
You talk about
creates-
how good he affects the
game.
game.
True.
Period. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
You can say anybody who doesn't know Hazard is like goals and assists. When you talk about Hazard, that's what I'm saying. When you talk about man like Saka, yeah, you stink up the joint,
Yeah.
right, and then you get an assist back post. Okay, so I give you props
Okay.
for your assist because again, that's how I distinguish between somebody like a Hazard and a Salah. Salah would get you a goal or maybe an assist at the end of the game.
Yeah.
He's not as good as a footballer as Eden Hazard.
Yeah.
Saka is in the mold of Salah. As in, they stink up the joint for like 70 minutes.
Okay.
And then for like maybe 20 minutes, 10 minutes, Saka's IQ is quite high.
Yeah.
He knows what to do when.
So props to him.
He's not
for
a
that.
total footballer,
Yeah.
but so props to him for that.
Yeah.
That's why
Saka
he's
a
in
total
England.
footballer. He can play
No, he's
multiple
not.
positions at a high level.
What I mean is
In
a total
that moment,
footballer.
yeah.
He's not a total footballer as in, okay, now the game is a bit tight. Like Brentford was pressing them, they couldn't get out.
Yeah.
Zinchenko was trying his best, but they couldn't do what they wanted to do in the
Yeah.
game. And now, if Eden Hazard is in that type of game, Eden Hazard says, okay, give me the ball. Give me the ball. You guys just make runs, do whatever. Just give me the ball. I'm gonna create chances for you. I'm going to get fouls. I'm going to play the 10. I'm going to play 11, 7. Just
Give me
give
the
it.
ball.
It's basically like how Grealish was in Aston Villa. Once things get tight, give me the ball. I break the game.
Again, that comes down to is it the coach's call? Because if Saka moves out of his position and drops deep and like give me the ball, and Arteta is like, don't move out of there.
Yeah.
Is it Saka's ability down to Saka's ability or the coach's requirement that I don't want you dropping in, taking the ball, stay out wide. When the ball comes to you, you beat your player 1-on-1 and cross in.
Yeah, there's a middle ground between tactics
Yeah.
and your ability. So if sometimes a tactic does not allow you to show your full range.
Yeah.
So I get that argument,
Yeah.
but within the system, they look for Saka a lot. Even Martin Odegaard has to dumb down his game a bit to give. There are times where Martin Odegaard is actually on the wing,
Yeah.
and then Saka has to play that 8 row 10-ish inside, but he does nothing with it. He does nothing. His dribbling is a bit iffy as well. When he's 1v1, he's so smart that
Yeah.
he knows he used a lot of athletics to
Yeah.
push the ball away far enough from you and get that whip shot.
Yeah.
Or push the ball away and get that whip cross. So he's just effective enough to be a very good player. In my opinion, he has never been with the best winger in the world, or has never
okay,
been
that-
an
definitely has
elite,
never- yeah.
an elite. Like this is
He's one
just
of-
Premier League high.
Yeah. He's really good. We give him that.
Even
Yeah.
Martinelli,
He's disappointing. He has
very
the
disappointing.
props. He
Yeah,
has
you
the
can
props.
see the
Yeah.
game, and then he
He's
ends up
scary.
being Trossard for me. When they
I
took
love
out,
him.
when Trossard went to the left, you could see more. You could see more things
Yeah.
happening. And Gabriel Jesus was, I think, after the injuries, I'm letting go of how good Gabriel Jesus is. He's not. The injuries has affected him and his gameplay
Mentally, yeah.
too much. I think he is not the same player anymore. So that's why for me, Arsenal, in as much as they're first, they're still not going to win the league
Oh, definitely they are not.
because
Yeah.
they're not going to score enough goals. I've said it before,
Yeah.
and I'll keep saying it. Against Sheffield is a one-off,
Yeah.
like how Chelsea scored 8 goals in 2 games. I kept saying,
Yeah.
"That's not us. That's not us.
We don't do that here.
We don't do that.
We
We
don't
don't,
do
do
that
that.
here."
So that's it skews the data and tells you, oh, you have so many goals. No, take those 2 games out and you see the real Chelsea. Take that Sheffield game out, you see the real Arsenal. They score
right.
1 or 2 goals, and I don't think they'll score enough to win the league.
Okay.
But by the way, shout out Declan Rice is quite good. Yeah.
Yeah, you see what I say? They don't need Partey.
No, what,
I've been screaming
no.
out they don't need Partey.
You don't-
Declan Rice is doing it all.
That is quite of a harsh thing to say. Like they don't need.
They actually do.
They do, but
They can't break out of presses.
too easily.
They
Declan
don't.
Rice
They
is
can't.
doing so much for them not to miss Partey too much, but they still need him.
His defensive work and his ball carrying
Yeah.
is what is, and his switch. That the guy's passing range is mad, especially distance. It's mad. But for me, it's that his first touch and reading the game, the feel of the game. He's just maybe over time.
Yeah,
He just doesn't
he's still learning.
have it. There are times when literally, bro, there's nobody at your back. Turn.
Okay.
But because there's somebody on his right hand side or on his left hand side, he passes the ball one touch back. Yeah. It just doesn't allow the team to break out as quick as they should. So I think it's, if Partey was there, trust me, they would dominate games way more and
true.
get out and get it faster because they have to go side to side. See, the thing is, in a game, if your wingers are the main people that you want to use, right? What you want to do is isolate them 1v1 because
give the
Saka
ball
can
to-
be more effective.
Yeah.
So that means you have to move the ball from back to forward as quick as
Quickly,
possible.
yeah.
But if you're going side to side, the team can, side to side doesn't make anybody tired. They just go side, they just go to the other side. So because Declan Rice is not able to go that vertical quickly, it bogs them down. Zinchenko has to be the one to come in and try to
those
do
switches,
the. So when you say they don't need Partey, is not
they do
true,
need
but
it.
they are winning.
Yeah.
Okay, it's like Manchester United. We will talk about them very soon.
Yeah.
They're winning, but
But
they're not playing well.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll move to the next game. Spurs Villa.
This was a harsh game for Spurs. It could have gone either way.
Oh, they played well. In the
played
first
well,
half, they
they
had
played
so
well,
many
yeah.
chances they could have.
But Oli Watkins,
Your guy.
No, he keeps coming through this season.
Yeah.
Even
What
last
they
season.
needed.
you
He's
know.
a better striker than he
Even
was last season.
Even last season,
He's improving. I still don't think he's an elite striker. He's nowhere near
He is
world
up
class.
there. He is.
No,
up
he's
there.
good.
He's a
The
world-class
numbers
striker.
are
Yeah.
showing.
Showing,
He's
yeah.
Watkins
no
is a
longer.
world-class.
He's nowhere near world
He's
class.
a world class. Play him left,
World-
play him right.
World class is a big title to give. It's thrown around
To an
too
average
easy-
player.
too
He's not an
easily
average
now.
player.
He's
Watkins-
not average.
Watkins
I
is
don't-
not
no,
an
no, no.
average
Average
player.
is
Okay, he's above average.
Yeah, he's
He's-
quite good. He's very good.
He's-
He's very good. I won't
He's
give
a
him
very
excellent,
good,
but he's very good.
He's an excellent player. Play him left, play him right, play him center. He creates and he scores.
No.
I'll give him-
Where are you
I'll
trying to
give
play
him-
him?
I'll give him
Okay,
a
what about
B+.
Jota? Is Jota world class?
Jota is not.
Play him right,
now,
play him left,
Jota
play him
plays
10,
every-
play him
Jota-
9,
Jota
play him
plays
false
well,
9.
he can be world class,
Yeah.
but he always picks up an injury. He doesn't get the running of games.
Yeah.
He can be world class.
But he's not world class.
Right
Jota
now,
is
he doesn't
not
have
world
the
class.
run of form to clarify his world class. But on his day, he is.
No, ability wise, Jota is.
He is.
It's a similar way you could put Jota and Trossard.
Yeah.
They actually have similar games.
Yeah.
2-footed, can play right, can play left,
Yes.
can play 10,
Yeah.
can play
Through the
8,
middle,
can play
yeah.
9. They're not world class. They give you good things. They're not.
They are very good at what they do.
Yes, but
Yeah.
they're not world class.
And now-
It's like they're not Firmino. You know, in that false 9 role, Jota has to be like a Firmino before you can say he's world class. He's not. Yeah,
to
and
emulate.
Oli Watkins has to be, for you to be termed world class. Like, how many players can you put in the world class bracket? How many strikers can you put in the
Very
world
few.
class
If
bracket?
you're being real,
we have
very few.
we have
16
Harry
goals and
Kane.
above is world class.
What?
We have
Any
Harry
striker
Kane. We
that
have
hits 16 goals and
Erling
above
Haaland.
this season is world class.
That's cap.
No.
Bro, I
striker.
told you, give this boy another. Give him a cap, bro.
Because you
let's
can
pause.
do it
Let's
right
pause
now.
Come on,
and
man.
give him a
Season
cap.
in, season out. No striker hits 16 goals
First of all,
consistently.
yeah. How many goals does Jackson have right now in 13 games? He has
or five.
six goals.
Yeah.
There's a case to be made
We-
that he
we-
could creep around 16 goals.
16.
So he's borderline world class.
In the
In the Premier League.
In the league.
In the league, yeah, in the Premier League, he has six. He has 6 goals in 13 games.
What? 15 goals. 15 goals. Nobody hits 15 goals
why
on
is
an
the
average.
level on
15
an average? You did
15 goals is a great number. It's
There's a
world-class
difference
number.
between it being good. It's a good number. You performed well, and you're not
15
world
goals
class.
is a world class number. If you hit for that season, you're world class.
Bro.
If you hit 15 goals,
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay.
There's no team
Okay.
that's
But
much of
Spurs. So 3 losses on the bounce.
yeah.
From first.
To fifth.
To
now.
fifth.
Yeah.
Do you want to say Spursy or unlucky?
There was a little bit of both.
Yeah, a little bit. I think more of unlucky because they did create the chances.
Yeah.
They Son scored a hat trick of offside goals.
Yeah.
They could have scored very good goals.
Maybe Son is listening to Wenger's
Wenger.
new offside rule. Yeah. So
And Kulusevski hit the post. What's his name? Their left back. Is it Udogi had a very good chance, but he hit the ball with his right foot and they ballooned it. Like they could have won the game, they were just a little bit unlucky. And Aston Villa, they are good. They weren't playing their best, but they were able to come up with a win. Or Watkins and what's his name? Pau Torres scoring that goal. Not bad at all. Yeah, both of them were quite good. Just a bit unlucky on Spurs side.
Yeah, I'll see. The narrative, obviously, from us, fans is of course you call them Spurs.
Spursy, for band's sake.
Yeah, and next week they play Man City.
Ooh,
so it could be 4 losses on the bounce. And then they play. I think they play Newcastle.
Ooh.
So it could be 5 losses on the bounce. I think I like Ange. He's a bit too. Again, as I keep saying, he's a bit too. The players cannot play at that tempo. For a long time. They just play at such a harsh tempo because there's training and then there are a lot of games. And then within those games, you're asking the players, maybe Ange Postecoglou, I'm not trying to say he's fat or anything, but he's not somebody who runs the treadmill or something like that, right? So maybe he doesn't understand the grueling nature of what he puts his team through. I don't know if you get me. Because literally they just play, get into space, run hard for 90 minutes. You can't keep it up. That's why they will be on top of teams for the first, maybe let's say 15, 20 minutes. Expect it. But if this team is good and balanced, they're just going to get wary. They make everything a track meet. It's like a 100 meters race when it's a marathon. So for me, I feel like he has to change slightly, but they're building something, to be honest.
They're fun to watch as well.
So. They're building something. All right, then we'll move on to Everton versus Manchester United. Goal of the season?
Yeah,
it's
a contender.
Goal of the season. I don't think any goal will beat it.
Well, you can't tell.
I can't tell, but my God.
That was a beautiful
goal.
God. There's also this guy. Goal of the season.
Olise?
No. If it's EPL, it was another league. It was Serie A, so there was another goal from there. But for EPL, definitely.
That was a beautiful goal.
Alejandro Garnacho.
Nice,
how good is Alejandro Garnacho?
Inconsistent, but I think this goal helps.
Talent-wise, he got it.
I have a question though.
Yeah.
If I can get it out.
Yeah.
Garnacho or Martinelli?
Martinelli for now.
At this point,
yeah.
Martinelli.
Because of experience?
Experience.
Who do you think will be better in the future?
I think Garnacho.
Because Martinelli is also riddled with a lot of injuries. So Garnacho right now, in the future, if he's given the run of game, he has the confidence and arrogance of a winger that
and he gets in on goal a lot of time. And
so many and he's direct.
He's an underrated finisher, actually.
Yeah.
Well, even though he fluffs his lines sometimes.
Yeah. Sometimes.
What I mean underrated finisher, as in when he puts them away. You see, he's putting them away with conviction. He's putting them away with. It's not a. I used to say when Timo Werner used to be scoring early on.
Yeah.
Right.
He was just hitting it.
He just hits it with power. It's the same way I say right now. Julian Alvarez.
Yeah.
I keep saying this. Julian Alvarez is not an elite striker. The team he plays for helps him. The way he hits the ball with power or with instinct, it's not. He doesn't sometimes he doesn't know where he wants to put the ball. He just hits it and then it happens to but when you look at Garnacho and how he finishes, you see that there was a method to the madness. And his dribbling ability, his speed, he has a more refined dribbling ability than Martinelli. I think Martinelli is just more tenacious because both of them are at it. They go at the right back.
I'll give Garnacho.
I'll give Martinelli. Martinelli is mad.
No, Martinelli is mad. On his day, he'll make you scared. I remember last few seasons, he gave Trent a run for his money, and even Klopp was like, "Yo, this guy is
he's mad.
If he's on it, he will make you like."
His game is actually, for me, Martinelli's game is leveling out. I think he's going to be that good player
injuries
that
plays a role in it.
You expected
Yeah.
but he's not going to reach. Yeah. His game is actually because there are certain things now I'm supposed to see. I get the injury part. You need consistency and games, but there's just certain things. The Saka, no matter how bad he plays,
he will provide something.
he will stink his way to something.
He'll try to provide.
Yeah, Martinelli, if he's playing bad, he stinks his way to nothing.
Yeah.
But Garnacho looks more, and he's pushing Rashford out of the left-hand side.
Yeah.
Which is
Rashford
Rashford is just another Sterling, taller Sterling.
He
Just
has
a
dropped
taller
right
Sterling.
now.
Some Sterling disrespect. He cannot be compared to Sterling.
Because Sterling has provided,
provided for the EPL for one of the longest.
Yeah.
Yes, I get it, but if Rashford also was on Man City, they
No,
would
no,
win.
you don't use ifs and
But
buts.
But football is always ifs and buts. So when we're talking about Martinelli and Garnacho, so who will be better?
Injury is different.
If Rashford was that good, he would have made a move like Sterling to Man City. He would have scored for England. He would have scored for England. He would have scored for England. He could have scored more goals.
Thank you.
He would have scored more goals for England in knockout competitions, which he hasn't. He's only scored one goal, which is against Panama. One goal in knockout competition.
So you're saying on average,
Raheem Sterling has actually scored as many goals as Harry Kane in knockout competitions.
Both on their peak.
No, for England, Sterling is a much better player.
Yeah.
No, he's a much better player in general. He's a much better player. There are levels. Raheem Sterling is.
I could slightly agree, only because of the winnings he's had at Man City.
Even
Rashford has not really
won
or been part of a consistent, successful team. But also, there's a caveat to it. There's a argument to be made. Rashford has not had a good coach for like forever. When he was really good and had the Mbappe shouts, he had terrible managers, pragmatic managers. And if you don't believe that a manager improves your game, then check out Paul Pogba, because these are players with obvious quality that needed to be molded in a certain way, but they kept on playing for managers that
pragmaticness. If you are good, doesn't matter what the manager is, your goodness will show.
No, sometimes
Paul Pogba plays for a pragmatic manager in France. Nobody is as pragmatic in the national team as Deschamps. Deschamps is a pragmatic manager.
Yes, but when but the team is so good. No, but the team,
he's as pragmatic.
There could be pragmatism, and then the team is so good. Like for example, in the World Cup, what people are saying how good Pogba was, he wasn't elite good. He was efficient. He did his job right next to N'Golo Kante. He got the ball and passed it to the people who were dangerous. The Mbappes, the Griezmanns. So it's not like he was lights out this classic performance like a Zidane. That's not what he did. They're just giving him props because he won the World Cup.
That's true.
He wasn't lights out. He was not Juventus Pogba where the game flows through him.
Juventus is also
for me
pragmatic.
So no, but Juventus actually gave him the license to say do whatever you want. Do a Zidane, do whatever you want. We have Vidal and backing you up, Marquisio backing you up.
That's why I'm going against their pragmatic, because Allegri is a pragmatic manager as well. He's a pragmatic. I don't believe pragmaticness stops a player's growth. If a player is good, he's good.
Logically,
it has an effect.
Logically, for example, there are times when Chelsea would play Bayern Munich in the Champions League, or Chelsea would play like a PSG in the Champions League. PSG comes out, they play out, whilst Eden Hazard is playing almost like a left back. So you tell me, in terms of energy expense, when you're expending your energy, but how much more do you have to give going forward?
Look at Harry Kane. He's one of his best seasons was under a pragmatic manager. Highest goals, highest assists.
Harry Kane is Harry Kane. You
see, when you are good, you are good.
No,
Human Son.
That does not apply to everybody.
In a City team would have scored, broken that record.
He would. But
so you're saying there's something that is mitigated, because right now look at what he's doing at Bayern.
Even with a pragmatic manager, Harry Kane was still top scorer and top assist. He was never an assist guy, and that season he became an assist guy. He was playing the deepest role he's ever played in a Tottenham shirt or in football, and he still managed to get the golden boot. That shows if you are good, you are good.
But that also shows with a better, a more progressive coach, he would have produced more numbers.
There's a case to make that he could make more.
He was limited.
In
And
the,
then
in
you see-
the EPL, I think he managed his average. I think he got 28, 25, 26 that season.
Yeah,
That's Hurricane's average in the EPL.
but Harry
That's
Kane.
Hurricane's 30, 35.
No,
Oh,
but Harry
30,
Kane,
25.
as good as a Hurricane is, if he plays for a team that is dominant, that is good. And dominant,
Oh, man.
he would give you
30,
more
35
than
in
Haaland
the
numbers,
EPL.
in my opinion,
Yeah.
because he's just a better striker than Haaland.
That's true.
Totally. So he will just give you more numbers than Haaland, and that tells you that. First of all, just logically, you sit deeper, it gives you a farther distance from where you start to where the goal is.
Yeah.
It's just that your team has to now, if a Mourinho system, maybe you're breaking out.
Yeah.
Kulusevski had to be so good, right, for Hurricanes' numbers to
Yeah.
be as good as they are. Now, when Kulusevski's level drops, then Hurricanes' level also kind of drops because the out ball where they get to play the counter
Yeah.
is no longer as good. But if you play already on a high line, our Hurricane is already close in and around the box
Yeah.
when he touches the ball. The effect, the key passes will improve, the assists will improve. It's just logically, when you play more progressive, you express yourself more. And Paul Pogba, for sometimes, he'll be the deepest line midfielder, and another day they tell him to play 10, and another day they tell him to
The
play
guy was
8.
not consistent. That's
No, he himself. I'm not going to take
No, of course, he himself. He
the
wasn't-
blame and put
yeah,
it all on
the
the coach. No, but Paul Pogba should have been better. But his coaches, consistency with coaching and tactics and how you're supposed to play and how the coach wants you to play is very vital. You see players play under a certain manager and they progressively improve year after year because the tactical information is the same.
Yeah.
So you think less, you do more. Whilst when you keep changing managers, the idea
Keeps changing.
keeps
so-
changing. Keeps changing.
The idea keeps changing, but again, I'll give an example with the Abramovich Chelsea. How many managers did they change? Over 20.
Yes.
If you are good, you are good.
Yeah,
Drogba
but-
was still scoring goals. Lampard was still scoring goals. So many systems came and left. Attacking with Ancelotti, defensive with Mourinho. And they were
But
still
their numbers-
winning. And they were still
Their
winning.
numbers were
Will
affected,
change.
yeah.
You're telling me Drogba scored every season?
He didn't score every season. He
Okay.
didn't score.
Because I was going to
he
tell
had
you.
a peak. He had a peak. Obviously,
okay.
Drogba
Because
had a peak.
whenever you have international break, check Twitter, right? That's the time they start slandering
Yeah, I mean,
Didier
Drogba,
Drogba,
yeah.
right? No, when you play, Drogba scored less when we play pragmatic, when we were sending the ball to him, so he has to trap the
control.
ball, and then now we
Wait.
bring other players into the game. So maybe the Lampards will score more,
Yeah.
but then the Drogba will score less. So now people will say, "Oh, he's not a good striker because he's not scoring," but he's playing within the system how it's supposed to play. So for me, for sure, systems affect players for sure.
How was Bruno in this game?
Against Everton,
Everton,
Bruno is another. He wasn't great.
He was okay. He liked his pass to Martial. That was nice through ball.
Yeah, yes, that's Bruno. Though.
And
That's why Bruno, you want him to be in around
The
the
box,
box.
yeah.
There are times where yesterday, I love this kid actually,
Menu.
Maino. Yes,
Menu.
Ghanaian Maino.
Menu.
Menu. Was Noo.
Menu.
Nu.
Nu.
Okay, Nu. All right. Menu.
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 I like him. He's calm.
Yeah.
He's calm.
Yeah.
He didn't act like an 18-year-old.
Yeah.
And with Doucouré on your back with
Rev.
those long legs
That
that
tall
can
Rev.
make tackles, and you literally see his shadow every time.
Yeah.
I like that composure. That tells me this is a kid. You give him a season or two, and he puts his body around. There are times where Manchester United was really being dominated, which is
Very Everton dominating you.
dominating them. They were playing deep, right? Maino was putting his body on the line over and over to make tackles, to make block shots. And the one thing that I loved about him that I don't think Casemiro does is from his standing position to where he picks up the ball, it's a sprint every time. And I learned that from watching maybe Pep, right? When you want to get open, you can get open by jogging into the space, or you can get open by sprinting into the space. But what is more effective? Sprinting, because you create that
Distance,
gap. So he would scan and sprint into the space and collect the ball and play a simple ball without stress. And I'm like, this kid, I don't like the fact that they have him. Because over time, if they change their midfield and get better players,
Yeah.
like that box-to-box 8 that is elite, not a McTominay. McTominay is good to be on the bench for Manchester United. He's not good enough to be a starter.
Yeah.
If they change their team and get that elite box-to-box player, right, I think Ten Hag can play how he wants to play. Because Meno can bring the ball out and help with the
build-up,
possession.
yeah.
Right. He was good.
was good.
Everton was unlucky.
They could have
Very unlucky.
Yeah.
Very unlucky. Very unlucky. Especially after getting 10 points deducted as well.
Yeah. Unlucky. Both on and off the field.
Yeah. All right. So these were our takes. The game is the game. And this has been our takes. We see you next time. Take care. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share. Most importantly, when you watch the video, please share it, because we have a lot of views from our subscribers, but we want to reach out and get more views from other people. So please help us in that way to share the content. And don't forget, if you disagree with a take that Arteta is better than Tuchel, you can comment and we'll respond. We want to make a show where we actually just respond to just the comments.
Yeah.
So if you give us enough comments, we would compile it and then do a show for you. So thank you and have a good one.